Hello everyone, what's up? This is Ario here, and today I'm going to be reviewing another animated movie by DC Comics, and this one was the Justice League Throne of Atlantis. I was actually really looking forward to this one, but I was somehow disappointed with it. Now, in this review, I'm going to be talking about the negative things and the positive things that were in this movie. There are my things that are simple, but it was a great deal for me, and I think it would be a great deal to anybody who read Aquaman, the New 52 comic book that was done by Jeff Johns. Now, I'm gonna start with the negative stuff, just let's take that out of the way. First, we got something I was disappointed in, and it was Dr. Sheen. He appeared, and I was like, oh my god, yes! That's one of the main characters in the Aquaman book of the New 52. He's a really main character because he studied the Atlantean nation. He done a lot of researches on them. He wanted to prove to everybody that Atlantis is real and Arthur was the way to do it. Now, when Dr. Sheen kind of comforted Arthur, well, spoiler alert, something really bad happened to him and he died. He got killed by the people that were sent by Black Manta to kill Arthur. That was a disappointment to me because Dr. Sheen is a main character. I feel that he should have been more into the movie. He should have told more stuff to Arthur before his death, but he couldn't tell him no shit. Yeah, I'm gonna be saying a lot of these words. But anyway, Dr. Sheen dead. That was something really bad that happened in the movie. I kind of hated it. Moving on. No Batman action. Not much of Batman. I didn't see not much of Batman, which I kind of expected because in the previews that we got, most of it didn't really have Batman. And I already mentioned it in my two other videos that I did about Throne of Atlantis. Batman wasn't really in the previews, in the pictures. So I was kind of expecting it, but I wanted more of Batman. I didn't see him in action at all. Next on, something it kind of bothered me. Plot holes. There was a plot hole in the movie. I think it is. I think it is. So Orm kind of took the throne, and he's going to the surface to, kind of just destroy it. And the moment he appears in front of these soldiers, see, before they even knew that they're Atlanteans, there were even soldiers prepared with guns. I mean, it was just some kind of tsunami coming. They didn't know that there are people under that ocean. They didn't know that, but they were already prepared with guns. I mean, who would do that? If I was a soldier, it would be just a natural, the mother of nature is doing that. But no, they went with guns. Hey, we're gonna shoot the water. That was something really stupid that was done in the movie. I don't think I missed any part of the movie where they were like, hey, Atlanteans are coming. I don't think the Justice League alerted anybody. If they did, well, they should have showed it, because people will just think that you guys did a mistake. I'm not saying you guys did a mistake. I don't know if they did. I think they did. Another thing, I mean, the soldiers immediately, they went to Orm and they were like, we're not letting you pass, Atlanteans, or something. I don't remember what he said. And, I mean, how do you know that they're Atlanteans? Okay, maybe it's common sense. Anybody coming out of the ocean is Atlantean. But how? It doesn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense at all. So that was one plot hole that I felt like they should have worked on it. I don't know. If you watch the movie, I think you'll understand my point of view. Now, moving on to Aquaman himself, to Arthur. Aquaman, in the beginning of the movie, in the first few minutes, he was talking to a creature from the ocean. And I don't know if he was actually talking to him telepathically. They didn't really show the sign of it. So I thought maybe he didn't discover that power yet. So when he went to the ocean, he started, doing this telepathic thing without him being trained to use it, or without him just getting the knowledge of it. I mean, nobody told him that he could do that. He just found himself talking to fish. Like, seriously? I thought that Aquaman should have gone through a short training for like 5 minutes at least with Mira, with any other Atlantean, someone like Volkov. Hopefully that was his name, the guy who was beside the Queen in the comic book, the advisor. If he was there, he could have told Aquaman or Arthur about his powers. He could have trained him. He could be an advisor and a trainer at the same time. I thought that would have been way much better than just like, hey, I talked to fish. You know, I hated that thing. Moving on to the last negative thing I wrote on my list, and it is one of the things that are actually bothering me. There was this fighting scene where Aquaman was fighting his brother Orm, and you know, he punched him. I was like, yes, he punched him, he took him down, and I was so excited. I was like, he took the... So when Aquaman took the weapon that is called Trident, I was like, yes, finally he's gonna say the line that was wrote in the comic book, which was, I think, as I remember, it was, I am your king. And he didn't. He just like, that's it. I don't know what he did. I mean, he was just happy that he beat his own brother. So I kind of wanted that line in the movie as well. It wasn't there. I was kind of disappointed. I thought that would have given everyone the goosebumps. Anyway, right now, positive things. Cyborg dreams, that was something I think I saw in the comics as well. I think it was pretty good because we needed to see more of the cyborg side, his human side. We wanted to see how he feels, and he wanted to stay more in his longer in his dreams. Moving on, it was action packed. I thought it was action packed. There was a lot of good action scenes. There was something, I don't know if everyone caught up on it, but if you're a really comic book fan, I think you're just gonna call it like that, catch it like that. Steel reference. Steel is a buddy of Superman, so I think we're gonna be seeing him in the third Justice League movie. Yes, you heard me. There's a third movie. I'm gonna be talking about it in the end of this episode. This review episode, however you want to look at it. So yeah, there was a Steel reference. I really loved it with the hammer and everything. There was another reference. I don't think it's a reference. It's more like they're just throwing it at us. They're like, hey, we're old school DC comic book fans. And it was the Justice League logo that was in the end. And it was, I think, it was the same logo that we saw in the 1960s comic books. Moving on, it was the Trench. The Trench people was something really good they did in the movie. The Trench are the first people, or the first creatures that appeared in the first volume of Aquaman the New 52. And I thought it was a pretty good addition. Now it would have been way much better if the Trench were controlled by Aquaman, and you know, Aquaman could use them to fight his brother, you know, with the Trench people. I thought that would have been cooler, but still, they appeared. That was something. Moving on, I think it was one of my favorite, the shark moment. It's a moment where Aquaman controlled a shark. He kind of telepathically spoke to him, and you know, he jumped out of the sea and he took care of Black Manta, which was amazing. I really loved that part. I really loved it. Moving on, I think another positive side, or a positive thing that in the movie, was Mira. Mira was a really good addition. She was the loyal person to the Queen, to the mother of Aquaman. I think it was just pretty good. She did a pretty good job. I don't know if they're gonna stick to the storyline that is in the comics, where Mira is actually sent to kill the King Aquaman, but I don't think they're going that way. Anyway, moving on. There's another one thing that I think people will be, you know, kind of liking about this movie, or they'll be like freaking out about it. It's the fan service, which I mean kissing. You know, the kisses that happened in the movie, like Superman kissing Wonder Woman, or Mira kissing Aquaman. I thought these two parts were a fan service to anyone who's a fan of these characters. And finally, the biggest thing and the best thing I think they did in this movie was adding Lex Luthor after scene. this just confirmed another Justice League movie, and this movie gonna be about Lex Luthor, Superman. I think it's gonna be focusing more on Superman and Metropolis, and it just kind of connects, Lex Luthor appearing and Steel appearing. I mean, these two characters are two main characters from Superman comics, so both of them appearing in the movie, I thought that was another really good thing. So I think we're going to be seeing Steel in a suit helping out Superman in the third installation of this movie, which I hope is much better than this one. Here's my rate. I actually rated this movie 2.5 out of 5. I really didn't like it. It wasn't as good as War. It wasn't as good as Justice League War. Justice League War was pretty good. They showed us the origins of Cyborg, which was amazing. It was done brilliantly. They showed us the comedy side, the funny side of the Justice League, and the action side of it. So I think that movie is way much better than this one. But I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 after I saw the after scene. That was a bad sentence. I mean, bad English sentence. Anyway, moving on. That's pretty much, guys, for my review. I know I spoke for too long, but I just wanted to give a good review. I wanted to cover up everything that I saw in the movie. If I missed any kind of reference, please let me know right down below. I don't think I missed any, but I would love to see your thoughts right down below, guys. Let me know what you think. If you liked the video, if you think I covered most of the points, please hit the like button, share it on with your friends so they could decide whether to watch it or not, or even give it a shot. Personally, I'll tell you to give it a shot. It was a good origin story for Aquaman, but not the best. I was hoping for much better. But that's pretty much, guys, for my review. Let me know your thoughts right down below, and see you guys around. Take care.